Good morning, believers, people of God on this morning. Can everybody see the board? It's a little difficult. Will you make it where they can see it, please, Prophet? Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. We bless the Lord on today to be able to be out in training.
Thank you, Jesus.
There's 2 lessons this morning that I'm going to teach. And I say that this morning, and I started this morning, but through every session that we have in this place, these 2 topics that I'm going to be teaching from this lesson will always be a part of every lesson. In training session 1, training session 2, training session 3. Prayer and faith are going to always be a part of all 3 training sessions. And this morning I'm going to start with knowing that everybody likes stories and lessons to be learned from the stories. There are things that all of us have done, and some of those things we can't even change because it's already happened.
That's right.
And we don't look to change the things that have already happened, but I want you to know today that we can change.
Amen.
You may not be able to go back and change something that you've done, but you can change. A lot of people are held up in change because of guilt, because of shame.
Mm-hmm.
But this morning, I want you to know that you can change on today, seriously. I guess I'll be talking about faith first, because I can remember that whenever I graduated high school, I could not see college in my future because I did not believe that the world was going to last long enough for me to graduate college. It was a blessing to me that I was able to graduate high school, but my mind could not go into another 4 years with me believing that 4 years would actually come to pass. I could not back then see 2018.
Mm-hmm.
If I couldn't see 4 years, my goodness, I couldn't see 30 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So back then I couldn't see. And on the board you'll see, dealing with faith, Hebrews 11:1. And it says, now faith is the substance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I want to talk about right now, just for 1 second. I had faith back then because God said he gave to every man the measure of faith, but I didn't have the measure that was needed to be able to see myself coming out of college. But I had the faith, but I didn't have it, the noun faith. I didn't have noun faith back then for the noun at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on and my mom made me, basically, she made me go to college. I went 2 years. And as I often tell the story, I convinced my mom to let me come back home after the 2nd year, and I told her that I would go to college at home. And because I always thought that if the world was going to end, I wanted to be around my mom. I love my mom just that much. I wanted to be there with my mom. No college, just she believed me. I did. She allowed me to come home. I went the first semester at the college at home, and I went to school no more. But I'm going somewhere.
All right.
Because we often do things, we often say things, and we often find out that we don't have the faith to continue to complete a thing.
Amen.
So I went to the bank last Thursday. One of my banks. I went to the bank on last Thursday.
Yes.
And the teller, when I went up to her, I'm always going in and I'm always standing there and I'm just saying, okay, I said, Cheryl Palmer. And she would have to go and she would type in my name to pull up my account. Because the account number is so long,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to memorize it. working and having to deal with pins, having to deal with passwords. I deal with numbers. I deal with passwords all day long, but because I have to go into different systems for different things. And each one of those systems require a password. If I deal with the bank, it requires a PIN. It requires, what my password is too much.
All right.
To me, I think it's too much. So she told me, she said, Miss Palmer, I have faith that you're going to remember your account number. Now, as I told you, my thing was, and see, that's the thing that we always say. The thing is the reason we use, and that reason we use it stops our growth. It stunts our growth. It stops us from change coming into our lives. It will keep us in a place, and we're not well kept in that place.
Oh God, amen.
So what she said, and a lot of us would at some point, listening to what she said, we would have probably tried to find the negative part, take something negative from it. And probably say, well, you know what, she probably just, she's probably tired of me coming up here like this because she don't want to just, type, to put my name in to find out what my account number is. But I didn't take it for the negative. I walked away from that, and this was my takeaway from that. If she had faith that I would be able to remember my account number, then that pushed me into a place to want to learn it.
That's right. All right.
My takeaway was not negative. I took what was positive to be able to learn that I'm going to learn my account number. And the next time I go back into the bank, I'm going to walk up to her and I'm going to give her my account number. Because she said she had faith that I would.
Yes, Lord.
And because she was positive, it caused me to be able to pray.
All right.
All right.
To ask God to let me. I'm telling you, I'm a person that I had to remember my children's social security number. I had to remember my husband's social security number, my social security number, my driver's license number. I had to do that because in the military, you need to know these things. And if he was the sponsor, they would always ask you, what's your sponsor's social? What's mine? I could run his off. Not married anymore, but I can still run everything off. There's so many numbers that I had to remember and have to remember. But I thank God that my takeaway from what she said was more valuable than anything negative that I could have produced from her. From my mind wanting to say, well, you know what? She just saying that because she don't want to put your name in there. What's just keying in the name versus keying in the numbers? But I thank God because I was able to hear. So often we listen to what people say. We hear what they say, but we never listen for the lesson. We never listen for the lesson. And while hearing what's being said, we need to listen so we will be able to have a good takeaway. Take something away from that you've heard that will be able to allow you to change.
Yeah.
It'll bring forth a change in our life. We all operate in faith, whether we believe that or not. Every day we operate in faith. One thing about her, she reminded me of the story that was dealt with in St. Luke, and you see that those scriptures up there on there. Whenever the friends had faith, and they took their friend that laid of the palsy, they took him and they took the roof off. They led him down before Christ, who was in the house. And the Bible says that when Christ saw their faith. See, I understand now that what Christ saw was substance. The substance was them being before him with a man that needed his help.
Amen.
And that's what I say to us on today. Our faith has to produce substance. Christ, God, he has to see. They have to see something. They have to see what it is we have need of. We have to bring forth before them what it is we have need of. So that faith that the teller had, it caused my change to be activated.
That's right.
And as I said, the next time I go back to the bank, the substance she had in her for me, she will see the evidence.
All right.
All right.
The substance that she had in her for me, when I go back, the evidence will be produced because I will roll out my account number.
That's right.
And I'm going to know it in Jesus' name. So let me ask you this. Whenever I thought about all of this, then I thought about, who knows? What's to say that I was never supposed to really go to college and finish? But yet God being able to know my number of days, he would have me to be taught by him from the lessons that I received in life.
That's right.
And then who's to say that what I couldn't see back then, he knew the thoughts that he thought towards me. And maybe it was that I was never supposed to go to that school, but I was supposed to go through life school.
All right.
That I would be able to give the lessons that life taught, but yet that God kept me in down through the years. Maybe it wasn't supposed, I wasn't supposed to have a head knowledge,
All right.
more so than a heart knowledge.
That's right.
And then who's to say that God wouldn't put people on my path that had both head and heart knowledge?
He doeth it all.
It's all about unity. It's all about oneness. It really and truly is. And when we think about praying, now, in the Aramaic, whenever they say pray, the prayer, it means to set a trap.
All right.
And that's the way we take our thoughts and dreams and ideas captive. That's what prayer does. It takes your thoughts, your dreams, and your ideas captive. And it holds it. And we pray. And we continue to pray. And we pray till something happened. I used to pray this prayer. I used to ask God. I used to say, Lord, I stand before you as an empty vessel before a full fountain. And I really understood what I was saying. I was asking God to fill me up. Hear the request. Pour into me. And then I needed everything that he was going to give me. I had need of it. And I remember whenever I would do the prison ministry, and I would always tell the men in the prison, I said, God will wake you up at a time. I said, it'd be so early in the morning. I said, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, that's your time to get up. I said, and go into the presence of the Lord. That's your time to pray. That's your time to pray. I got a dog. My dog name is Bishop. If Bishop barks before I pray, I've waited too late to pray.
All right.
It's all right. See, you got to get something that you understand that you're not only in alignment with God,
That's right.
but you're in time
That's right.
with God. You're in the presence of God, and he's allowed it to be in time.
Amen.
And my dog will bark sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But if he barks before I pray, I'm off. I don't know what you use, but that's mine. That's mine. And God does. Sometimes, I know we may all be able to attest to this. He can wake us up And we said, and go right back to sleep. Turn over, go right back to sleep. But I believe that the people of God, that God gives us a time. And he'll wake us up in time for, that we can go before him. And you can just listen at that time, because everything, it's like all the earth is silent. And you don't have to worry about nothing blocking your way from God hearing you at that time. That's the way I look at it. I say that I was an empty vessel before a full fountain, but I was willing for God to fill me. But I understood that I had to invest something in order to be filled.
That's right.
I had to invest my time in prayer. I had to invest my faith and belief that not only did he hear, but that he would respond. I had to be able to invest something if I was going to be filled with something. Then the filling, see, everything that I was going to get, it was for me. The overflow that we always talk about, it's for anybody else that God will put on our path. I believe that. They can't have what I'm filled with. They can only get the overflow.
All right.
Because what I'm filled with is what I need to be complete. And what he will give me as an overflow is what I'm able to give unto others. As I said, that he places on our path. Do not take the assembling of ourselves together to be as how other people come together and assemble themselves together. We have to pray. We have to have faith. One thing about True Life Apostolic Fellowship, the way that the Lord gave that to me is, all that is we're just a body that gathered together because we're supposed to all be believers. That's all that is. But God is preparing the believers to go to the crossroads. And we have to be prepared for them that are coming in at the crossroads. And believe it or not, there are so many that are waiting. There's so many that's waiting. As I heard Prophet say, there is a posture in prayer.
Amen.
There really is a posture in prayer. And we should be able to come back to join together. And we should be able to hear something that we all need from each other. We should be able to pray, and God should be able to speak.
Amen.
And what he speaks should not only help you, but it should be able to help somebody else. We should have something that we have to give whenever we come together, because that's how we unify.
Amen.
That's what unity and the oneness of God is. Cain asked, after killing Abel, when God already knew what he had done, he asked, am I my brother's keeper? You should keep something in you for somebody else. You should always have something in you, because you don't know who God is going to put on your path. So in order for us to be able to have something to give somebody else, we first have to receive something from God for ourselves. That comes through prayer. That comes through us having faith. Don't you understand that faith is what's going to lead us to perfection?
That's right.
And that faith that takes us to perfection is all for our salvation. And that does not deal with destruction.
Oh, Jesus.
The salvation is the many things that God is really going to save us from. Go through whatever it is you have to go through. Now faith. And then pray. Take captive the thoughts. Pray and pray hard. I was reading a book. I read a book, and it's such a good book. It has really put me in a different posture, not only for prayer, but even for dreams. I understand that sometimes we sleep and God will give us dreams. And God give us dreams sometimes as warning, some things he wants us to be able to see that we not enter into. But this dream here that I'm talking about is to be able to dream wide awake.
All right.
In order to be able to dream big, you got to be able to see what you're dreaming.
All right.
Yes.
And if you can see what it is you're dreaming, then you can pray hard for what it is you see.
That's right.
I thank God for faith on this morning. And even for me being able to have faith. Somebody else that displayed faith for me.
All right.
And we should have faith
Amen.
to display for somebody else.
That's
That's
right.
right.
I thank God so much for the teller in the bank.
Okay.
What we need to do is, I say, we need to just be vessels that are open to receive. Be vessels that go out in the day to look to see God in all things.
Amen.
Be vessels that look to listen for the positive takeaway that's going to produce change and purpose in our lives. Be those vessels that's hungering and thirsting, that God will fill us with his righteousness. That we will be able to not only produce, but we will be able to have in us to give. God gave me, and I end with this, he told me, he said, partakers. What are you taking a part in? These things that we come and we sit and we hear, we listen, the things that are being said, take part, take it all in, because you never know what day, what hour you're going to have to use a part of what it is you took in.
That is so true. Amen.
Listen with the intent of hearing. Hear with the intent of seeing. And see with the intent to know that God is in the picture.
Amen.
And if we can then focus, concentrate, meditate, and let God activate in us through faith, through our prayers, our daily life living, I promise you it will change dramatically. And once, if our prayer should be, Lord, if you would just give me one good day. I know we said that we're going to have a great week. But it's going to take one day to catapult you into.
That's right.
It's going to take one day of greatness. One day. And I promise you, as you continue, it'll increase. It'll increase. It'll increase. The reason why a lot of people stay stagnant, a reason why a lot of people linger in places, is because the thrill is gone.
Amen.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
The thrill is gone. But it takes, if you can pray, God, give me one good day of the thrill.
Give it back, Jesus. That's
Give
right.
me one good day. I promise you. Every day.
Yes.
Every day. I don't care if the sun don't shine. I don't care if they treat you bad.
That's right.
Every day will be a day, not only of Thanksgiving, but it'll be a day that you'll understand, I still got it. The thrill is still here. The goodness, the gladness, the things that makes me produce, the things that keeps me in alignment. God, I thank you for the thrill.
Yes, God.
Just give me one day.
One day. Yes.
Show me one day, God. One day. I don't want to be up and down. Let me be able to see you in my downtime. To still yet know that you're still present. I can still have it. I can go through in joy. The thrill never has to leave us. Things are going to come. Things will come. And when you understand what those things are designed to do, you can elevate your mind above those things and you can take yourself higher. You can go higher. You can go higher in your thoughts. You can go higher in your praise. You can go higher in your faith. You can even tell God to take me higher. And God will. You know what's the good thing about God? I promise I'm finished. He'll hide us.
Yeah, He will.
He'll hide us. He'll take us far above
That's the word.
these things, and he'll hide us in his pavilion. And we can be like the song say, we'll be enjoying Jesus. Hallelujah. People of God, on today, it's going to take your faith, and it's going to take your prayer. And it's going to take us believing in order to be able to receive these things. Everything you're asking for. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
God bless you.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that we want to do, y'all, in training is to understand that when it comes to people who are partakers of us, you must make sure that they are part of you, that they are of your kind, they're of your position, they're of your call, they're of your anointing, that they're supposed to be with you for a reason, because they're going to take part of you. But part of the problem is we let people take part of us, but they didn't leave nothing.
All right.
See, people who are a part of you, they're going to leave something. That's the law of reciprocity.
That's
So you
right.
follow me? So if they leave something, don't mean that they're going to be with you forever. They might have took this, but then they left that. You follow me? Because they understand that as partakers, that they are a part of you. But the part of the problem that we've had is we've had takers, but not partakers. Because a partaker is going to be a part of you,
All
and
right.
then they will leave your trust intact.
All right.
Amen.
Hello? A partaker, a true partaker of the goodness of God, the greatness of God, the graciousness of God, they're always going to leave your faith intact. Hello? Am I teaching now? They're going to leave your faith intact. Whenever they leave you, because of the law of reciprocity, they will have left something that is of the goodness of God, even if your time is
All
up.
right. All right.
What they have left will have been of the goodness.
All right.
Hello? Of God. If they are not true partakers in Him, what they leave is going to be a breach that will cause you to have a lack of trust.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
And that's why you need healing in your faith.
Jesus.
Because they took what? Part of you with them. And the part that they took was with your trust.
All right.
You see right there? You can take this right here. This is what they took. When they took a part of you. And see, they didn't leave a part. So get this. They took a part with a T. They took a part of your trust. Y'all see that? Ma'am, you come on.
What makes a person trust someone to take a part
All right.
and they leave, they receive nothing?
That's a good question. But the only thing I can come up with, they already had faith issues in the first place.
Amen.
We had a breach in our faith.
My
So
God.
what? We keep looking. This person, we think they're going
Yes.
to bring this.
Yes, yes.
But they're
All
still
right.
taking.
Yes.
Still
You
taking.
follow me?
Yes.
So because this breach, because your faith is not whole, whatever this person brings is like a void, but they seem like they're bringing something.
That's right.
But they're taking more of
Still
your
taking.
trust. You ain't got but a little
That's
bit left. They
right.
still
That's right.
taking it.
Still taking.
Yes.
it.
You
That's
follow me?
right.
Yes.
We ranking this, y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
What makes us do this? Because there's an issue with our faith, and we still attract these same kind of people, and it appears that they're going to bring this back. You
That's
follow
right.
me?
Yes.
It seems like they're going to bring this
Oh,
part
my
back
God.
and bring faith and trust back, but they come in and they keep taking a little bit you got left. Because really what it seems like is that they're bringing this to the table, but they're still a taker.
Still a take.
Because you think you ain't got nothing left, but you do.
Amen.
You think you're down to the last little bit of love you got, but you still got some more. So they come in and they bring a piece, but then they still a taker.
Taker. Yeah.
But when we become whole, get this, we're going to have this and we'll know the people who are coming in to be true partakers. And even though we're releasing something to them, they're always in the law of reciprocity. See, we got to watch people. Listen to me. You got to be mindful and watchful. What do they leave? After you have a conversation or encounter with them, what have they
All
left?
right.
Don't make yourself believe that they left faith. Did they really leave it?
Okay.
Don't make yourself believe they love love. Did they really leave it? Listen, investigate, honor yourself. That's when you come in. If you go pray, meditate, and you really look at what really happened. Have you ever had an encounter with somebody, you thought it was one thing, and you
That's
got
right.
back like the Spirit said, did you hear what they said?
Exactly.
They really just talked about you. They really just like mess you up. They didn't leave love. They really like left anger with you. But what we'll do is you will make yourself believe.
Yes.
Because your faith is off, you will make yourself believe, oh, that was just me. No, they left you anger. So in exchange for love, they left you anger. They didn't leave you in a better position. They didn't leave you better off than you were
That's right.
before they left you. See, a partaker. And it's not tit for tat. Don't think partaker is, I gave you 20, you give me 20. No, that's competition. Somebody can give you 400 and you can get them love.
Amen.
They didn't need the $400.
That's
They needed
right.
love.
That's right.
That's right.
Sensor working produce. Sensor can go and give me a whole bag of fruit, and I can get him a bottle of oil. The fruit might have been $20. The bottle of oil might have cost me $3.50. He needed the anointing. I needed the fruit.
That's
All
right.
right.
That was an exchange. It was a word. It was encouragement. It was bringing him in. Hopefully, coming out, said, hopefully, I'll make you better. So
That's
even
right.
though I'm talking, we found that when you leave, you'll be better
That's
in the
right.
encounter,
That's right.
and hopefully, your energy will make me better.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
It's an energy. Let's just talk on energy. If I come in and give you love, you ought to give me a nod. You right. That's true. I'm with you. If I come in and shake your handshake should bring about positive energy that our covenant brings about change.
That's right.
If I come in and embrace you and hug you, then my hug should bring you energy. You shouldn't just suck my energy.
That's
right.
Have you ever gone up to somebody,
Yes.
vice versa, where that motive was off? You know, when they hug you, they were trying to take something from you, but weren't trying to release something to you.
Release.
Somebody can rub you and you can like, that ain't no friend rub.
That's right.
You can go in the truck, they can rub your back the right way. You can go up in the church, you can be a man that rub your butt. Oh, come on, Joe.
All
You know what
right.
they trying to get.
Right.
They know you over here with your wife, but they done rubbed you in a...
Okay.
Hello? That can happen in the club, on the street, wherever. You know they were trying to get more than they would give. They were
That's
trying to get
right.
you.
Yeah.
They had to get you, Spirit. They would get a hookup. A lot of hookups happen in a hug.
That, come
That's
on.
right.
Y'all think the
All right,
hug
you better
happened?
say something.
Hello?
Come
Y'all
on.
think the
You
hug?
better say
Y'all think the hookup happened when they spoke?
Okay.
The hookup occurred in the hug. That was the exchange.
Oh, God.
That's
I'm
right.
giving you a hug, but I'm real. Hey. Oh, if she can do it,
All right.
He can
he can do it. All right, partaker, y'all got that? Let's go, y'all. I want y'all to meditate on that, because y'all want to stick me. You know, y'all have good energy one day, and y'all be flowing, and then y'all be like, I knew he couldn't do it. Y'all ain't finna throw me off. I don't care how you see me. I see me as he see me today.
Hallelujah.
Isn't that all right? I see me as he see me today, so I can't get drawn in, because see, what I was told is, what'll draw you can drain you.
Yes,
Amen.
So even though y'all listening, y'all know I'm easy to get drawn in. Y'all start participating. Oh man, I stay on topic for a whole hour, and you got a whole teaching on that. I got 5 things to do, so partaker was one of them. The one of the things I want you to write down in your journal. This is the practical teaching, and I'm gonna go to the Bible and we're gonna go home. One of the things I want you to write is take L's no more. Take L's with an S no more. Don't take no losses no more. Take
I know
L's
that's right.
no more. Take losses no more. L-S, losses. L-S, plural. You're going to take no more L's in this season.
Amen.
In the season, it's one thing if you get one because you tried to get a W. But stop taking them.
All right.
Some of you will yield and take the loss.
I know that's right.
I'll just take the loss.
I'll just take it. Amen.
I'll just take the $20 loss. I'll take the $15 loss. They got me, but I'm just going to take the L. I ain't taking no L's no more. You owe me 20, give me my 20 back.
All
If
right.
I'm going to win, I'm going in for the kill. I will no longer sit there and take an L for the sake of taking an L so you can be all right. Because I took an L at your, I ain't taking no more L's no more. Take no more L's. It's practical. Don't take a loss in the conversation. Don't take a loss in your energy. Don't take a loss in your money. Because if you leave your money in a place where you took an L when you were supposed to take a W, that was on your accord. So don't go praying to God to
Okay.
give you no
All
money
right.
when you took an L when you could have took a W. Get the 20 back and put it where he wants you to put it.
Amen.
I'm just gonna let them have it. I'm just gonna let them have that. You ain't having nothing.
I know that's right.
They set you up. They go in for the meal. Oh, I ain't have no money. You knew when you sat down you ain't have no money, but you get paid next week. Give me my $25.32 back next week. I'm not taking an L.
Amen. That's a
Right.
word there.
You got that?
Amen.
Don't take no L.
Takes no L.
Y'all didn't like take L's no more. Don't take no L.
Amen.
Flip it around. Right however you got to get it. Don't take a L. Don't take a L. I'm just gonna take that loss. I'm just gonna go on this way. I'm doing it at the word. I'm the better person. You ain't no better person taking no L.
know
The better person ain't gonna take no L when they can take a W.
Amen.
Not the better person. The better person going in for the win. The better person gonna go for the W and not for the L.
Okay.
The better person gonna say, all right, if we're in a war, then let's go to war. I mean, you gonna let somebody just shoot you and blow you up and say, well, I'm the better person. I took the devil. I ain't taking no D. I am not taking no grave. I'm not taking death. I'm not taking destruction. Take L's no
I
more.
know
Don't
that's
take an L.
right.
Y'all got that?
I know that's right.
Anybody got something to say?
Hallelujah.
Y'all ain't got nothing to say. I wrote down yesterday. Y'all can laugh. Y'all don't want to laugh because y'all on camera. We in class. It's real. Y'all know y'all take L's.
Amen.
And I'm still going to do it. You think that because you quiet, I can't get out in 30 minutes. No, I'm finna go. You will take an L in places where you don't need to take an L. And I promise you, because I'm going to be who he called me to be, you can participate and I'm still going to be done in 30 minutes because the clock on the back wall.
Amen.
Because guess what? I'm going to make this a great week. I got to go. And I got to go further than you do.
All right.
And this week, I'm going the distance.
Amen.
Hello? This is going to be a week where I'm going to go the distance. So don't take an L in your spirit. You know when you take L's. In your heart, you know when you take L. You know when you submit, when you should be fighting.
That's right.
Hello? You know you should be using your mouth. I'm just going to let them have it. I'm going to let them believe what they want to believe. No, you ain't going to believe what you want to believe. I'm going to tell you, I don't believe your lie.
Amen. Amen.
Why you going to just take an L? I don't believe your lie. Because silent agreement is still agreement.
Amen.
You didn't say that thing.
That's right.
I'm getting them next week. It's a time to be silent. It's a time to open up your mouth.
Amen.
And part of the problem is you will come in and when you supposed to open up your mouth, you silent.
Yeah.
And when you're silent, vice versa, y'all
Come
off.
on.
I'm just quiet. No, this ain't time to be quiet. This is time to make war.
That's
make
right.
Don't take no L. Let me tell y'all the other thing. You need to stop being a groupie for the enemy. Then I'm going into the teaching. You groupies.
Groupie for the enemy.
Don't be a groupie. Do not be a groupie. A groupie. You never been to a conference, a concert, and the people be falling down. Oh, Kelly! 2 Chainz! Yeah, Nicki Minaj! A groupie. No matter what they sing, you like it. You know the album is garbage.
Garbage.
I'm talking about straight trash.
Amen.
Now I got some people I follow. Brian McKnight wrote a song talking about I can't even say it up in here on the platform. It was on the YouTube. That was straight garbage. Now I like Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight had some back at one. He had some hits. I was like, man, these some good hits. But when he got on that YouTube and did that thing,
Wasn't feeling it.
I mean, I could just picture your old CDs, but this thing right here, it ain't good. I ain't no grouping.
Right. Right.
I mean, if you're on, you're on. If you're off, you're off. Some of y'all become a groupie where you just so dedicated that you can't even know you off.
Yeah. Amen.
You was anointed, you ain't anointed no more. Don't be a groupie for the enemy.
Amen.
Don't be a groupie for people where you just agree and come in agreement with everything they say because it was good. I don't know what happened to you.
Amen.
Something wrong with you. That's what you got to be able to say, look, even with yourself. Don't even be such a groupie with yourself. I know I'm good. You know you be off.
Exactly.
Stop edifying yourself when you know you jacked up, ain't prayed, now praying, did no work.
Amen.
You got that? Now y'all, let's go to consecration. In our training center, we've been talking about consecration. You got 13 steps of consecration. And one thing that God is doing is he's shifting us. So I'm getting to this, and I got 2 scriptures I'm going to give you after I talk about consecration. After I talk about probably 4 things, and I'm still going. Keep rank with me. But one of the things that you've been given over the transition, as we have been building and transitioning the center and moving down into this 1 year of change, hello, and transitioning into this place, one of the things we've been building, tearing down, a lot has been going on, but what has remained is we've had the 13 steps of consecration that were brought into the house and that were sacrificed and released unto the Lord. This week, one of the things I want to encourage you and where I'm talking from is going to be the higher principles of consecration, which is principle 8, let it go. You got that in there. Principle 9, reinvent yourself. And some of us struggle because even though we don't like the old self, we have become so committed and in covenant with that we're not willing to let ourselves go so that he can. See, when you lose your life, you are. See, you have been so connected and committed to the life that you have that you're not willing to lose it. But in order to get your new life or your true life, you got to let your old life go. So that's a part of the principle of letting it go. So whatever is connected, whatever you're holding on to that represents your life, that's what you have to offer as a sacrifice. So when I came in a year ago, I came in with the oil, I came in with the books, I came in with the consecration. We covered them up over the table because I was offering it up to the Lord. So even though I get to come back here, it's almost as if it's with me, but actually it's here. You follow me? Because I offered it unto him. Now you get to be a partaker of that which I released to him. Okay? So I had to release it to him and now carry the principle. So principle 8 through 13 is where we need to be resting at in this season. So look, when you go home this week in your practical teaching, you want to continue to investigate what is it that I need to let go. And you'll find that some of the things you need to let go is over there in the partakers, or it's in the part that you had trust in, that they took from you. You got to let go of what you thought that was worth. Hello?
Amen.
In order to get you back, listen to me. So when we go back and we talk, and we would come back to this right here, and whatever they took from you, okay, there's a faith breach there because they took a part of you, and part of your trust was in that place. So what you're going to have to do in letting that go, you're going to have to put your trust in the Lord. And as you put your trust in the Lord, He's going to put this back together again. Hello? So now your trust is in the Lord. Your partaker is in the Lord. Your part is in the Lord. Your portion, all this is in the Lord. So people who come to you, they have to be in Him. And now you don't have the breach where this is gone, where you're expecting man to put you back together again. You now allow your faith to flow in a way that you don't even worry about the loss anymore, because you know you're not a loser and you're not taking an L no more, that you're a winner. As a winner, He's going to put you back together again, and you know your portion is in Him. And whoever comes to get a portion of you have to be in Him. What do I mean in the Lord? I don't mean in religion. I mean in faith, in spirituality, in truth. You follow me? God is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. And the truth is, you gave your part to a liar. You knew the liar was a liar, but you still gave him a portion of it.
Amen.
They're a liar.
Amen.
Now, a liar can have the truth in it, but the liar must at least come to you in truth.
Amen.
Now, if the liar coming to you with truth, then he can be like the widow woman. He could be like the adulterer. He could be like this. He could be like that. He could be like that. Why? Because it's some of us, all have sinned and fallen short. So I'm not telling you to look for a sinless person, but I'm telling you to look for truth.
Amen.
See, why are you going to trust in a lie? Hello? So then what you're going to understand is, as He puts this back together again, your value is not in what was lost. So often what we end up doing, we place so much value in what they was lost, our soul is tied to what was lost.
Right.
So they still got your portion. So you got to get your faith healing to let Him put you back together again, and you become a partaker, and you understand those who are just takers. And you know if they are just takers, then what they going to take? Part of that T, your trust.
Amen.
If you're dealing with takers, they're going to take your trust and your faith. You're going to lose something because they're just takers. They're not partakers, because in order for them to be a partaker, they have to be a part of you. And what do I mean a part of you? A part of Him.
Amen.
Because they get that faith part, they get that secret part. They get that faith, they get that heart part. And that place is in Him. So if you let them be a partaker of that and they're not in Him,
My God.
you're going to lose your truth. So then we end up continuing in the cycles of insanity, where some of the faith issues we have is not in them.
Amen.
So step 8, let it go. Step 9, reinvent yourself. Step 10, face forward. Step 11, move forward. Step 12, be yourself. Those are the higher level principles that we have to get to, because we don't have to, the consecration packs are in the bag. We got the communion, we got the oil, we know fasting, we know praying, so that's good. And we don't have to go in competition with that. Who prays the best? Who goes the best? Who fasts the best? That's not it. Now, the true test is, can I let things go that are holding on to me? Can I let things go that I am holding on to? Okay? That's your greatest test. Your greatest battle is to let go of the past.
True.
Even if it's good.
Amen.
Hello? Because sometimes you can be so busy holding on to the goodness of the past that you will miss the prophecy. And in the goodness, that's where you think you don't have to change. So you can become prideful. I know I'm good. I know how to pray. I know how to do this. Okay, that's the prayers of the past. But is your past or your past prayers producing your future promise? So you got to change process. You got to shift. There's a shift that must take place. So that's what we look at. Let it go, reinvent ourselves, face forward, move forward, be yourself. Those are the 13 steps of consecration. You got that? So God gave a word, and the reason why I lifted those words up is because God gave me a prophetic word years ago that consecration was going to shake the nation. So I had to come back in and lift up what was hid in this place to let you know there are some more steps. Because what can happen is, if we stay talking about the lower steps, then we can get lost in the lower. He that descended, ascended, also descended. We don't want to get stuck at the bottom when we call to go to the top. And the higher principles, when you go from the lower level, then for instance, when we talk about money and faith and tithe and offering, then that's the lower principle. You follow me? But then when you start talking about the book of Acts where they gave everything else, that's step 13. You got to go higher. You follow me? The posture shift. Even if the amount didn't shift, the way at which you release it has shifted.
Amen.
You follow me? The way in which you do it has shifted. So yeah, you can give $2 today and give $2 tomorrow, but you release it at a lower level. Oh, I got to do it, so he'll rebuke the devourer in my sake. Or where you're going in to say, All to thee belongs to him. The earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. I release it in him because I know I'm a sower seed. And when I see the rain, I know I thank God for the rain because I got seed in the ground. So when I see the rain, I even look at the rain differently.
Amen.
Hello?
That's
When I'm
right.
riding down the road, the rain don't even mean what it used to mean. Oh, it's
That's
raining
right.
today. I'm going to get messed up. My shoes going to get messed up. This going to get messed up. When I see the rain now, I said, thank God for the rain because I got seed in the ground. And I know I need the rain to produce my harvest. See, it's your perspective concerning things. When your perspective shifts, then your prayer going to shift. See, I can ride down the road saying, oh, it's raining, I got to go slow. Oh, it's raining, I got to get where I'm going because I got to get some seed in the ground. See, it's a different perspective. And then I'm going to move out of that perspective. So that's why principle 13 of consecration, according to your faith, sow your seed, is not down there with prayer. It's not down there with the anointing. It's not down there with step 2, with speaking step 3. It's not down there with cleaning out your ears. It's up high because when you sow high, you go high because it's designed to be a principle that is in faith. And as you become yourself, you understand that you ain't even sowing to keep the lights on in the church. You sowing to keep the lights on in your spirit.
Amen.
Your belief, your faith, your movement.
Yes.
Y'all got steps of consecration. Now, in the Bible, we're going to Mark 14. We're going to Mark 14, verse 1 through 7. And we're going to go to Mark 13, 53, through 57. And Mark 14, 1 through 7. And this is our intercession for the week, okay? Listen to me. This is our intercession for this week. Or inner size for this week. You got to make sure you position yourself for prayer.
Amen.
So in prayer, we ask God. We ask him to do it. But we understand in Ephesians says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and power. So you got to be ready to be guarded against the things that's going to come against your prayer.
That's right.
That will come against your action, that will come against your change. Why would you come to training and be equipped for the greatness of God, but not understand that the devil will be on your trail?
That's right.
Hello? So these last things, I'm taking you into principle number 5, which is prayer. But what I want you to watch out for is the spirit of Judas. Hello? And I want you to watch out for the spirit of offense. 2 spirits. Hello? Watch out for people you offended in. When the truth comes to you, stop being offended. Hello? When you get the truth, don't worry about their offense. The spirit of offense, watch it. Just watch it. Because it'll allow you to be off. So what you want to do is you want to gird yourself up in truth. You can put that T down there too. Truth and trust. That's all you want. My faith and truth. So I got to walk in truth. I got to be strong enough to be an ambassador of truth. So in Mark, I'm going to go to Matthew 13, 57 first. When I told you to watch out for the spirit of offense, when I came into the temple, when I came in here today, came into the training center, and was getting myself ready because you know I was running a little late. But perhaps I was on time. Who knows? Either way, I still had to get myself set in position. And as I was getting in position, I began to hear God say the spirit of offense. That some people won't be able to come here because they're going to get offended.
That's right.
And I heard God say, and they were offended in him. And I said, thank God for everybody who was offended in me and had to leave. I said, thank God for everybody who don't like me because I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, that's right.
And see, let me tell you something. When God called you to a place, don't you leave because they leave.
Right.
Don't you let other people shake your faith, your spirituality, because they don't want the truth anyway. They can't stay in covenant with themselves.
My Lord.
All right.
They don't want God.
All right.
They want somebody to stroke their ego. This is an international training center.
Amen.
And you're called to train and equip. And guess what? When you're called to train, you're called to equip, you must give them the truth.
The truth.
That's right.
That's all you owe.
That's it.
When you break up the Bible, the truth. So look, Matthew, this particular passage that I gave you, and this you can go read it on your own because the Matthew 13, the 53 through 57, go read that. Because this happens to some of y'all. Sometimes you'll come in with the truth and you're called to walk in change, but people remember you from your past. You know, I can come in this place and tell you this happened with my wife, that happened. You end up thinking you know me. I can give you practical examples. Oh, I had to whoop my daughter. I had to go here with my son. My wife did this. I do all of that so you can become familiar to understand that I'm living this life you're living. And I have problems. I have situations. But what happens is, because the way your brain works, you'll get over familiar. You don't come on a level to say, oh, good. They're human. He's human walking this walk. So guess what? He's made these mistakes. So get this. I can do this too. I can believe and move forward. I can continue to grow forward. But what'll happen is you end up making it a leveling ground, and you'll end up covering it with your familiarity, and you'll become over familiar, and you can't hear no more. You follow me? And whenever you walk in high levels of offense, you're going to end up walking in unbelief.
That's right.
Do you
Amen.
hear me? So then you got to deal with your unbelief. So
That's right.
if you look at this right here, it says in verse 57, I just look at verse 57 and 58 and let you go read that when you get home for your homework. See, some people get offended too because it's a training center, we give you homework.
Yes.
All right.
You get too many books. We're going to flood you out with books. But get this, why would you want to be in a training center and you don't get training materials?
Amen.
That's right.
I mean, what we're saying is we're giving you what we say we are.
Amen.
Hello?
Right.
It would be off if we came in and just gave you a sermon and say we were this. You get your training materials, you get your books, you get your resources, you get everything you're supposed to get. So whether you partake of it or not, it doesn't change the fact that it's a training center. You can call it a church, but no matter what you call it, you go to every church down the street, they're not going to give you in-house curriculum.
Amen.
Amen.
And we can't let you make us become what you want.
That's right.
You follow me? All the elements of worship can be in here. The lights can be in here. The shofars can be in here. The drums can be in here. But you cannot change it into something that it was not called to be.
Amen.
That's right.
That's right.
It was chosen. This place was chosen in God to be a training center. The leader saw the tables. The leader saw the chairs. The leader saw this. And no matter what you want it to be, you're not supposed to have a greater pull on its intent.
Yeah.
Why do you become what people see in you?
Jesus.
If you were called to be greater.
All right.
You got to pull yourself back and
Come
stop
on.
becoming
Come
who they
on.
want you to be, who
Yeah.
they need you to be. You got to stand still in Psalm 1 and be who you called to be.
Yes.
I had a discourse in here. Somebody said, I don't care what you say. I see this the church to me. It can be whatever you want it to be, but you won't change what it's intended to be. See, the
right.
seed of investment, the time, the prayer, the work, the handouts, the materials is designed to make it an apostolic training center where faith meets destiny. That is the mandate on Crossroads. But if we come in and get pulled into the church, then there will be no curriculum because the church don't need a curriculum.
That's
My
right.
God.
The only thing the church needs is a sermon.
That's it.
That's it.
But you need a curriculum so you can go home and do your homework so your life can be better and you can participate as a partaker. Because when you become partakers, you're going to have people who participate. The reason why people can take stuff from you because they ain't participating. The reason why they'll connect with you, people love connection, but they hate covenant.
That's right.
You better talk.
See, a connection means I'm going to connect with you and get what I want,
Get what
and
I
I can
need.
leave.
That's
But if I
right.
come in covenant with you,
All
that
right.
means I got to remain. You got to see
Amen.
my nasty, I got to see your nasty. You got to see your this, you got to see your that. But the problem is I expose myself, but you ain't expose yourself. Because it's just a connection for you, but I'm in covenant.
Amen.
See, a covenant is deeper
Amen.
than a connection.
And a
That's
connection.
right.
You better watch people who want to connect with you, but don't want to be in covenant.
Yes.
Hello? I didn't say how long the covenant's going to last, but covenants require commitment.
Yes. it will.
Covenants are not convenient. Covenants will make you wake up and go the distance. Covenant make you say, I'm tired this morning, it's raining. But covenants will make you say, okay, let me get on up.
That's
I might be a
right.
little late, but I'm coming.
That's right.
I might be a little slow, but I'm coming.
That's right.
I might be a little off, but I'm coming. I ain't got but
That's
$50, but I give 40 of them.
Amen.
I ain't got nothing but some chicken in the refrigerator, but I'll cook a meal.
Amen.
See, covenant requires you to be able to sacrifice because it ain't convenient. I didn't mean to get there, but I don't know who that was for. But you better watch it. You better watch people who want to just bump and grind, but don't want to stick and stay.
Ooh, you better talk and say what
I'm
you
talking
know.
to YouTube.
Yes.
You see, I'm looking at the
Amen.
camera. This for the people who on the way.
Amen.
You better watch people who come into your life who want to bump and grind, but don't want to stick and stay.
All right.
Hello?
Yes.
Jesus.
See, whenever the word come to you, I've been noticing people who connected to me. Whenever I say a word, even if I'm on the phone, I'll be going in there and say, Get what I used to do? You used to say, I said, what you mean? But now when that come, I knew it was going to stick and it was going to stay. Where I knew I was in the pocket.
Amen.
I knew I was in the paint.
Amen.
And I ain't talking about with no women. I was on the phone with 2 men this morning and
right.
one lady. A 3/4 cord ain't easily broken. 3 hours. Hallelujah. But in the conversation when I was on the phone, it's It came. And it wasn't no bad stuff. Like, it stuck.
Yes.
And it could stay because we were in covenant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving them something just to connect them, to flip their life out and tear them up. I knew that I would remain. I had staying power. You better watch being with people who don't have staying power. Jesus understood something, y'all. Over here in Matthew 57 and 58, it says, and they were offended in him. It says, but Jesus said unto them, he understood something. He established posture. Listen to me. Right there with them. He said, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. He understood all the talk that they were doing. I got honor all out here, everywhere else. But I know I ain't gonna get no honor among y'all. You too over-familiar. You over there talking about who had me. You talking about my problems. You talking about my pain. You over here trying to be low. Is he this? Is he that? Did they do this? Did they do this? You over having all this gang of talk. You over here having all this country talk. You over here doing all this coon talk. But what he understood was he didn't change the fact that he would give them a truth. A prophet. A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. See, some of you will end up saying, but this ain't your time.
Jesus.
But when I came in and took residence, when I came in and said, I'm going to do my residency here, and I brought my suitcase and my stuff, I started telling my business because I came home. And when I came home, I came among my own people. And you are like me, but even though you weren't like me, you start getting over familiar.
All right.
And what you start doing was you start not listening no more. And you got offended in me. Even though I was telling you who I was. But it was not about how you treat me. It's not about how they treated him. It's about me knowing who I am.
Right.
See, when you go places, you better not lose your identity to people who don't have one.
That's
Amen.
Jesus.
You will let people who have an identity crisis
Crisis.
transform you into who they want you to be.
That's right.
If you were created in his image, why are you changing into that?
Amen.
Hello? So one of the things you got to understand, I'm teaching y'all now, and I still can do it. Hello? Because I'm getting ready to go. It says that, it says a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. And get this, in verse 58 says, and he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief.
Jesus.
Wherever you got offense, you're going to have unbelief.
That's
Amen.
right.
And guess what? Jesus understood something. He stopped working miracles.
Yes.
You will block your own miracles
Block it.
because of
Yes.
your unbelief.
Yes.
And I want to ask you this. Why are you trying to work miracles in the lives of people who don't believe?
All right.
Amen.
Did you get
Now
that?
that's my word.
Why are you trying to work miracles in the lives of people who don't believe? When you're dealing with an unbeliever, you trying to make them believe.
Yes.
And as quick as they are made to believe, as quick as they'll stop. And when you start dealing with somebody that you got to make believe, you start carrying them.
That's right.
You start convincing them.
Speak Jesus.
And then after that, you become a worker of iniquity because you
All
start
right.
conjuring up stuff
Okay.
That's
to
right.
get them to believe.
Amen.
You start creating scenarios and showing them the goodness of God when they should have been able to see it. Hello? So you better watch when you leave here trying to teach an unbeliever because at the end of the day, they're going to get you
All right.
before you get them.
Oh my God.
All right.
They're going to get you before you get them. Hello? Am I telling you some truth?
He was talking.
They gonna get you. They nasty attitudes. You bring an unbeliever up in here and try to let them see. By the time they get home, they gonna overtalk everything that was said, and you look up, you ain't coming no more.
All
That's
right.
why some empty seats. But guess what? God has said, I'm gonna make room. Hello?
Yes, he will.
See, people come where they think they're getting what they want, but when they can't
That's
get what they
right.
want and do what they want, they ain't coming no more.
That's
but
right.
for them that believe, we don't want them to come anyway.
Amen.
Because there is no cohabitation supposed to take place when believers supposed to get together with believers. Unbelievers and believers are not
My
supposed to be unequally yoked.
Amen. No relationship.
If I'm a believer and I believe in God and I know I hear from this frequency and this sound, I'm not supposed to go low.
That's right.
I'm not going to reduce rank. I'm not going to be, whether you call it a prophetic teacher, a prophetic prophet, apostle, you can give me whatever title you want. But I cannot come down to your rank when I've seen the delivering power of God.
Hallelujah.
When I've seen him as a deliverer, as a restorer, as a healer. When I'm doing the works of faith every day and seeing my faith produce something. You think I'm going to come down and let a dry drunk come on somebody, speak over my faith? When you get
Lord.
sober and be sober-minded, then you
That's
tell me
right.
something. But until then, I'm going to say, be ye sober.
All right.
It's some people that drunk with faith.
Yeah.
and they talking stuff.
Yeah.
I need you sober with faith.
Yeah.
And let your faith produce change. When your faith produce change,
All
then
right.
we can connect.
Then we can
But
connect.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna connect with you and come lower.
That's
I'm not gonna
right.
judge you, but I ain't gonna let you change who I am.
That's right.
Amen.
I don't care how offended you get in me. It ain't no problem. We ain't got to work no miracles together.
All
Ain't
right.
got to convince you. Ain't got to conjure up. Then ain't got to make up. Then ain't got to come around and do this. Y'all, let's go to the next one. Woman that anoints Jesus. Mark 14, 1-7. This is your homework, y'all. Along with the now faith that you receive, your homework, what you're going to be taking into your home. See, let me tell you something. When you come into an international training center, you should be able to be a partaker and take part of what you get into your home.
That's right.
That's been the battle. The battle over the last year has been, we gave you the calendar and said, take it home. We gave you the communion, we said, take it home. We gave you the materials, we said, take it home. But the problem is, you want your portion here, you don't want to take that home. And then you mad because your home ain't changing. Your home ain't changing because you ain't taking change into your
Home.
when you bring it into your spirit, you take it into your home, and your home is transferred. The reason why you can't open your mouth and talk about the goodness of God is because there's no change taking place in your home.
Amen.
You're not taking change
Amen.
into your home.
You
So
talking.
what we're saying sounds like it's just Charlie Brown teacher. It sounds like we're talking a different language. It ain't what you want to hear, but I will
right.
stand by it. When
That's
you
right.
start changing and take your change with you,
right.
you're going to have change in your home. You're going to have stories. You're going to have testimonies. You're going to have things
Yes.
to share. It doesn't matter what's going on in your home. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. It doesn't matter what, I don't care what your situation is. It doesn't matter. I know I've had to work through some tough situations in my home, in my spiritual house, in my natural house. I have to work through change. But I know that as I consecrate myself to the Lord, as I continue to hear the sound of truth and be willing to acknowledge things from the pastor of truth, and I speak the truth, things changing.
Amen.
So guess what I know? Consecration works. It ain't religion. It ain't
That's
a fad.
right.
It ain't a fashion. I know change happens. The last thing you're going to take home with you is the spirit of Judas, betrayal. And one of the things that you have to understand is the worst forms of betrayal is self-betrayal. The worst form of betrayal is self-betrayal, when you betray yourself. So to thine own self be true, self-betrayal. And when you look at it, I want you to read that posture. That's when when a woman came in and she anointed Jesus, the anointing was right there. And in that particular passage, y'all, it says there that when Jesus had to speak, because here go these people talking about, you should have been doing this with the money.
Right.
Why she come in with the oil? Why she doing this? What you understand, I want you to get there is you got to be careful letting people speak over what God has called you to do.
Amen.
That's the spirit of Judas. You go to worship, that way you go. Don't talk about that. This is where I go, this is where he sent me. If nobody else remain, it doesn't matter. I'm going to stick and I'm going to stay. That's my responsibility. We are leaders. I can look at Byron, when I see Byron and Everson right there. It doesn't matter who are part of the house. Guess what? They're the leaders, and God will let some things fall off so they can what? Be at the head. Think it not strange. You follow me? Because then guess what? Can't nobody overtalk what they gave. Can't nobody overtalk what they lived through. Can't nobody overtalk their lessons. You follow me? And when you coming in a place where you're a partaker, you need to stop letting people overtalk what he's done to you, and you'll see that when Jesus stopped the overtalk. Let the Spirit speak over what they saying.
The Spirit. Amen.
You see what I'm saying? Let the Spirit speak over what they
There you
saying.
go. Amen.
They saying this, but listen for Jesus. What did Jesus say?
Amen.
Keep going. What did Jesus say? See, nobody can talk over this place called why I know I'm called to get on this road. I'm an example. I'm an ambassador. I'm coming. Hello? I told Apostle back a couple months ago, I said, I heard third Sunday. She was like, well, you ain't going to be there third Sunday. I just heard third Sunday. I don't know what third Sunday meant. I was going to be off. I was going to do this. Get what third Sunday came and went, and get where I been. I ain't got the revelation yet. Maybe that 4 years down the road, third Sunday. Oh, well, I'm prophetic. Sometimes you think stuff supposed to come to pass tomorrow, but it coming to pass 3 years from now. Don't get mad that some of your visions and dreams ain't came to pass yet. You ain't the keeper of time.
That's right.
It belongs to the Lord. I'm ready. I done did enough. You ain't did enough of nothing. You still got Egypt in you. How you going to get to the promised land when Egypt all rested in your soul? Let's go.